when working with victims of child abuse, one thing that keeps on coming up is now as an adult, they would say things like, I have resentment towards my abusive parent. However, I also have resentment towards the non-abusive parent. And when looked at, and asked why and looked into the situation, there's a pattern in the way they respond. More or less, it sounds something like, my mother, let's just say the father was the abusive one, my mother did not protect me from my father, and this is also an extension of that abuse, where the parent didn't protect the child when the other parent was legitimately being abusive and harmful to the child. So there's a difference between, when we speak in general terms, there's a difference between, parents being unified with their parenting. And it's very common for parents to disagree and argue over parenting. One parent wants to discipline one way and the other parent wants to discipline another way, which is quite normal, right? And we do spread the message or send the message that parents need to be unified in front of the children, where the child is not siding with one parent against the other, because this can also cause a lot of behavioral issues and anxiety with the child when the parents aren't unified. However, for the sake of this video, we're talking about in situations of abuse, so that doesn't apply when there's abuse, right? So if the parent, the other parent, is abusing your child, whether it's intimidation or bullying or standing over the child and screaming in their face, and not backing off, and or locking them in the room for hours on end with no food, or punishing them in severe extreme ways, whether it's tying up or burning, or this is the stuff that we hear. Aggressive hitting, right? Shaking and dragging hair across the floor, and really using rage and intimidation. If this is what's happening, then no, you should not be unified with your parenting. Here, the other parent needs to step in and protect the child from this abuse. Now, I understand these situations are complex and complicated. Usually, if a parent is like that with the child, then there's most likely domestic abuse with the spouses as well. So do this carefully, obviously, but in general, you need to be protecting your child from harm, even if it's from the other parent.